My friends, it is the 28th of July 2023 and it's a scorching hot day here in Pompeii in Italy. It's been a while since we did the last trip report on board of a train, and that's why today we're gonna have a look at the Frecciarossa, Trenitalia's flagship high-speed train. And we'll be traveling with them from Naples to Milan in business class. Thank you so much for joining in and coming along, and let's begin the trip report. The Pompeii archaeological site has been on my wish list for years, and it feels surreal to finally be here. Might not recommend to come here on an extremely hot summer day, but I enjoyed my fair share of melting away in the sun while admiring what was once a flourishing Roman city. If you do come here in the summer, don't forget to stay hydrated. The site does have multiple water tap points for you to use. Back at the Pompeii train station, and the first leg of the journey involves a short ride to Naples along the scenic coastline. These regional trains run every 30 to 60 minutes throughout the day between Naples and Salerno. They are, in my opinion, a much more comfortable experience than taking the Circumvesuviana railway to Pompeii. Trains are bigger, have air condition, and are equally cheap. The ride to Naples in 2023 cost just €3. After a ride of 40 minutes, you arrive at Napoli Garibaldi station. It's a separate one from Naples Central, but it is just located underneath it. Trenitalia and other journey planners will tell you it takes 10 minutes to transfer from Garibaldi to Central. But in reality, it just takes 2 minutes from station to station, or maybe 4 minutes from train to train. Napoli's Centrale opened in 1867, but if you're expecting a grand station like Milano Centrale, you'll be a bit disappointed. The oldest station building was replaced by this unassuming one from the 1960s. Anyways, today's ride will be on board of the Frecciarossa FR 9630 from Naples to Milan, covering the trip in just 4 hours and 28 minutes. The platform will only be announced close to departure time. While waiting, Napoli Centrale has everything to offer of what you might need for your journey, from simple supplies up until grand food courts. And here's our ride for today. Not the one you can clearly see, but the one behind in the shades on platform 19. Because hey, the one on platform 18 is the same type of train, but in a better position for my camera. The Frecciarossa ETR 1000 has 4 different travel classes. One unit consists of 8 cars, in which car 1 is executive, cars 2 and 3 is business, car 4 is premier, and cars 5 till 8 are standard. The bistro is located in car 3, in case you feel hungry during the ride. This here is standard class in a 2+2 configuration, and it equals to second class in the rest of Europe. There's hardly any difference with the next level called Premier. You get the exact same leather seat with the same amount of legroom, but you will receive a welcome drink and a snack of your choice. Up next is business class, where I'll be traveling in. This equals first class in the rest of Europe. The legroom is the same, but the seats are wider in a 2+1 configuration. There's a normal zone, but also a silent zone. I couldn't get a shot from the executive class, but that one is in a 1+1 configuration. It's 10:30 and we depart exactly on time for the journey to Milan. The ride will go exclusively over dedicated high-speed rail, meaning we will be traveling at 300 km per hour for most of the journey. These trains are designed for a max speed of 400 km per hour, and in commercial service for 360 km per hour. But for the time being, only certified to go 300 km per hour, and it is not known if they plan to increase the speed in the near future. While making our way to Rome, let's have a closer look to our seat. I'm on seat 12A, and every window has a blind. Base seats have large tables that can be folded towards you, big enough for a laptop or to picnic. There is a small bin in the middle of the table and a much larger one at the door area. The small bin is therefore not intended for meal boxes, cans or plastic PET bottles. Legroom space at the base seat is spacious as long as you don't have a neighbor opposite of you. Italian type power sockets and USB ports are present in between the seats for charging, and you can recline your seat for a little bit. When I tried it, my seat was already fully reclined apparently, so I would say the recline is just moderate. Wi-Fi is free and connecting to it is very straightforward and simple. Mind you that sometimes you have no signal when going through tunnels because internet is provided by mobile coverage. Every business class passenger will get a welcome drink of your choice and a snack box, all included in the fare. The snack box has a can of water, a small bread roll with ham, roasted peanuts, pineapple juice and a wet wipe. For the welcome drink I've chosen for a cup of coke, which was just filled half though. The bread roll with ham is tiny but okay quality wise. I mean, it's more moist than what you will find on board of an airplane. While speeding through the Italian countryside, let's have a look at the lavatory. Each car have 2 toilets, and overall they look clean and neat. Nothing really to complain about. We arrive at our first stop of the trip, Roma Termini, Rome's main station. It's a very unimpressive station, opened in 1862, but the current one is from the 1950s. Or in other words, nice grand historical building replaced by concrete post-war structures. Trains here have the reverse direction, and after a 10-minute stop we are on our way to our next station, Bologna. As we were going non-stop through Florence, catering staff came by with complimentary espresso. I'm not a coffee drinker, but it's engraved in Italian culture that I make an exception when in Italy. It tasted quite nice with some sugar, and after that I visited the bistro to get a small snack. Many items were already sold out, but I got myself a pizza romana, something between a pizza and a focaccia, filled with cheese and olives. It costed me €5.60, and it tasted quite well despite being me not the biggest fan of cheese. But hey, that's the fun part of traveling. It is that you can try out things you normally wouldn't do. Bologna Central is reached on time, and it's another hour before we arrive in Milan. So let's recap the journey. For this trip I used my Interrail pass, plus €13 for the mandatory reservation. This is absolutely value for money. You have a nice and comfy seat, no airport queues or security to deal with, and it went by all very quickly. The ride was smooth and I appreciated all the complimentary extras you get in business class. The snack box might not be very special or noteworthy, but it does help to pass the time. Trenitalia's high-speed Frecciarossa train is therefore a definite recommend from me. Oh, and just to confirm, at 14:58 we arrived exactly on time at Milano Centrale. And that was Trenitalia, Frecciarossa in business class from Naples to Milan. Thank you so much for joining and coming along today. Take care guys, and we will see each other in the next video.